Hello. This week's episode is her Pilgrim Soul and Eye of Newton. And it starts with her Pilgrim Soul, which stars Gary Cole, who we've seen in The Brady Bunch, and Office Space, and Talladega Nights, the Ballad of Ricky Bobby. He has the lesser part in this, but he's worth mentioning anyway. Wes Craven, who directed the episode, he struggled with the amount of green screen work and how much time it took. And they finally figured out a way to do it. So the latter part, most of the parts with adult Nola, is shot with both actors in shot, but her with a black cylinder behind her, which they could then chroma out and replace, and then could put the effect back on. Otherwise, you have to shoot it 3 times, which is annoying. So that's not what I wanted to do. The 5-year-old Nola did really well in her auditions, but when it came to on-set time with Wes, she had stage fright and couldn't quite get her lines out so that the microphone could pick them up. So most of her lines are actually dubbed by the 10-year-old Nola. You can sort of tell, but it's really well made, so it's not a big deal. When Nola fades away, the emitter turns off. It's not left with this sort of empty field that we've seen before, but it just disappears. And we're meant not to notice this, and they don't make any sort of thing about it. Which makes very little sense to me. I always thought that would alarm them, right, if the machine turned off. The chess board, of course, he can't interact physically with the pieces, so they move on their own when he presses the keypad. That's done by someone with a magnetic wand under the chessboard, moving the pieces, which is why they sort of stagger a bit and don't move to the center of the squares and things. I really like the clever voice synthesizer segment, how she modulates her voice to finally send the message to the wife. And the whole reincarnation theme, it's a rewrite. It wasn't in the original story, but they wanted a heavier emotional core, so they put that in rather than have it just be him experiencing this strange thing. I think it works really quite well, and the author said that he used it as a sort of short goodbye to a friend who died early from leukemia. He's a very shitty scientist, though. I mean, if something like this were to happen, even if you knew you had a very limited amount of days, you'd have cameras everywhere and other people and sort of trying to collaborate and corroborate on this so that you could actually prove the existence of a human soul and reincarnation, all this stuff. He does nothing like that. Of course, it's very emotionally impactful to him, which is why he doesn't bother too much, I guess. But to me, it's sort of, anyway. The Eye of Newton is a very short segment, and of course it's Eye of Newton, so it's I and Newton rather than the I as in the Eye of Newt, so it's a pun. And it stars Sherman Hemsley, who we've seen in The Jeffersons and The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Dinosaurs. Remember dinosaurs? No one remembers dinosaurs. And Ron Glass, who was, of course, in a certain other TV series where he did quite well for himself as Shepard. And he has this T-shirt that changes. It's the lettering on it changes. So first it says that Hell is a summer festival, and then Hell is a city, much like Newark. Then over 2 billion served, which is a play on words on the McDonald's thing. And then Gehenna is more than a place; it's a way of life. Well, it doesn't say it just says way of life. And let's do damnation. I really like the way that it gets rid of the devil. And remember this, because if it happens to you, now you have a way to get out. The next episode is the Christmas episode from 1985, and it contains Night of the Meek, which is, of course, a remake from the classic. And also But Can She Type? And The Star. And I look forward to seeing you then for Christmas, I guess. Take care now.